This is Can We Talk About It? I'm Margaret. This is Yule. And
she really be hating on my
just,
intro.
You know,
it's fine.
No, go ahead.
It's your boy Yule.
All right. It was a little redundant as I'd already introduced him, but whatever. Some people just, Anyway, it's all right. No. Come on, because we got a lot to celebrate this week, right? Okay.
Like what?
Like the fact that Amazon is not coming to
yeah.
Queens. Stay out of Queens.
Let's just say it's not coming to New York.
To Queens.
I feel like this should have just came and ruined your whole.
Son, you don't want that low key. Like
low key, but in other ways.
I feel like it would have been like another Barclays situation, like a mass displacement. Of course, gentrification is going to happen regardless, but like for it to happen that rapidly and on that scale would have really like left a lot of people in bad situations.
Agreed. A lot of people are on both sides of it because like, all right, it would have brought a lot of business or money to the city. It's like, but especially if you don't live here, you don't understand how the negative effects of gentrification can really like destroy a community.
Exactly.
I mean, it would be cool to have Amazon packages delivered in under an hour to your house, because convenience sake.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, people gotta live. People gotta.
Honestly, the way New York functions, also it still wouldn't have gotten there in an hour. Think about it. You ever have your package I don't know. I've had my packages before be at the FedEx in Jamaica, and somehow it still doesn't get to my apartment for 2 more days. I can see on the tracking. I'm what are y'all doing?
FedEx y'all Amazon is on another level with that 2-day. I don't know what they got in the works. Maybe they had robots and drones prepared to just ship and get it to your house really fast. But we'll never know because bye. They're out of here. So good news.
So personally, I was excited because, as you know, I've been boycotting Amazon, which made my life extremely inconvenient. I actually work at a university, and there was one point when I had to order books for the students, and I ordered them from this place, Powell's, which is in fucking Oregon or something, and that shit took literally it just came last week, and the semester started at the end of January.
Wow.
I was like, don't worry, kids, it's for the greater good. And I had to keep making photocopies of the text because we didn't have the books.
So thank God that's over, and now you can order on Amazon.
I mean,
again.
honestly, but then I was like, wait, but there's so many other reasons why Amazon is terrible.
I mean, but what isn't terrible? Let's be real here. If we boycotted everything that was terrible, we wouldn't be able to wake up.
It's true. It's rough, and I was doing this more on a personal basis. I guess workers not getting paid a fair wage is something I could deal with. I
mean, honestly, I feel like we support that in so many ways without even knowing.
That's right. It's almost impossible.
It's almost impossible. Like I said, getting up, going and getting breakfast somehow supports some type of child labor halfway across the world, some kid in a field picked your coffee beans, and you don't even know you can just buy a bottle of water, and the bottle is made in China by some little
from
kid.
The blood and sweat of a child who lost his arm in a machine. Yeah, it's just all fucked up.
It's so hard to not be problematic.
Yep. Well. So that was supposed to be a positive note, but we ended it on a negative. And let's delve deeper into tragedy. There was a loss in New York this week.
Bronx Borough president. Rest in peace.
New York City resident presumably drank himself to death.
Bronx Borough president Jaden Cortez has passed.
You may know him as Henny Rat.
Yeah, anything was possible, and you will forever live in our hearts.
They dead found this rat on the ground, and obviously someone put the bottle there.
Someone from the Bronx.
Yeah, probably someone from the
no one else would do that. Why would you even touch that?
Funny. Yeah, actually, who's comfortable getting that close to rats?
A dead rat at that, in the middle of the sidewalk. Maybe it wasn't even in the middle of the sidewalk at the time. Maybe someone actually...
Looking at you, West Farms. I don't know.
I'm just saying that's not a Brooklyn thing.
I really was a fan of it because when they had a few months ago, they had the dead rat that was laid out by the pizza, and everyone was like, "That's pizza, so New York." I know that pizza is very New York, but at the same time, I felt like circling back. That was a gentrifier's version of, you know what I'm saying? People who are not from New York are like, oh my God, New York pizza, which it is great.
Henny though,
that's an insider.
That's deep New York.
Dead ass, someone
gentrifiers don't do that.
No, facts. And someone who's a transplant, they walk by a rat with Henny, they wouldn't even get it.
They'd be like,
y'all don't understand.
Wow, that rat drank himself to death. No, that rat went out last night.
Yeah.
And he lived his best life.
Facts.
Right, because anything was possible.
Facts. He probably would have been turning up uptown at Sin City before y'all shut it down.
Damn.
Travesty. I love Sin City. I'm just gonna talk about strip clubs every week now. I started a precedent last week, and I was gonna get.
So now in Margaret's therapy session here.
Let's move right along.
All right, cool.
Let's move right along.
What else we got on that agenda?
So it's well, I'm gonna call it the last week of Black History Month for us because I'm not gonna be here next week, and you can't celebrate Black History Month without me because, you know, clearly of the two of us, one person is representing a bit more for the culture. I won't say who it is, but you know, maybe one of us is more visible.
I only heard half of that because half of that was white. All right, so yeah. So anyway,
you know what's funny? Last Black History Month, this year he's had a change of heart, but last Black History Month, you said I could only celebrate half. So it's coming to an end for me anyway, right?
Oh yeah. I told you could only because I told you could only celebrate until the 14th.
Yeah.
But now here you are.
I was granted an extension. Look at that. Look at that.
I'm about to take that extension back because
you said
some foul things about our people today.
It's been an interesting Black History Month in that, you know, white people been bugging.
Oh my god.
Which isn't weird. Like that's
first off, white people bugging every day. Let's start with that.
No, it's like it's not weird, but it's just been like sometimes you'd be like, really? Esquire had this magazine story. It was called An American Boy, and it was just about this white boy in the Midwest. And I was just struck by the fact that it was clearly like a clickbait like outrage article, but the article itself, I actually read it. It was so boring. Don't read it. Don't give them their clicks. I don't know why.
I just saw the cover and it was.
I was like, this is a kid like growing up in like Wisconsin, like, and he goes hunting and like he goes to like social studies and like whatever. And the thing about it was like he had no special interest. He didn't like sports. He didn't like video games. Like he didn't like anything. So I'm reading an article about someone who is boring
ass motherfucker. Yeah, not even the fact that it's like about a white kid on Black History Month.
Yeah, facts. But then it was on top of it the fact that he was such a like not spectacular.
A fucking loser.
Yeah, I mean, right, cool. You know, it could be about like an ordinary everyday person, but they at least have to give you some quotables or something. You know what I'm saying? Like this kid was just like
way too ordinary.
I don't know, like I don't really know what I want to do, and I'm like, okay, like that's. Well, it was just so boring, but whatever. So there was that, and I feel like that's been a trend. A lot of people are doing things, I feel like, because they know that they can get attention for the outrage. That's what we've seen a lot this month.
Yeah. And
then, like, there was that photographer who took pictures with that model.
Oh, my God.
In Africa, using people as props.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing, it's like, I have to ask myself, like, are y'all that dumb? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Can I answer it for you? They are that dumb.
I don't think they are. I think they want attention.
Literally, it's both. It's both. It's that they're dumb, but at the end of the day, they're like, oh, it's art, and like it's supposed to make you feel something.
Right.
This kind of thing. But also, on the side of Esquire, it's just like, I feel like they got a concept, and they're like, oh, let's just do an interview on somebody considered normal. And then they had to publish it, even though it turned out to be trash because you've already spent this money, like trying to.
I guess, but nonetheless, I don't know. But go ahead.
No, that's really it. It's just like.
No, but then like the shit with Gucci and stuff, and I don't know. Like, I would never want any like. I feel like I'd rather be like, yo, my bad. Like, I did this because of this and that, and then have anyone in this world think I'm that fucking stupid. Do you know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
But my thing is, nonetheless, if like y'all are publishing a story like that, you're taking photos like that for like an ad, like a project, you're making a sweater that looks like a Sambo doll. The problem is you don't have enough black people in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Like, think about it. If any of us were like on the design team for Gucci, like if y'all really
would immediately
exactly,
be like,
even if y'all don't have the historical context, because
clearly you don't.
To
you know what?
Make that connection,
any black
person
fair, because you know what?
It.
We don't expect everybody to know everything.
I don't expect people to know that one. That's what I'm gonna say.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. Even though that one is like obvious to people like us. Maybe it just isn't as obvious to certain people, like the person that actually made it. Maybe it's intentional. Maybe it's complete ignorance. But you know what? Yeah. There should be more people in the room that are able to have that conversation and say, you know what? This is definitely a bad idea, seeing it from my perspective.
Exactly.
And if you open that conversation, you wouldn't have problems like this. And so,
yeah.
And Gucci is trash.
That's facts. Yeah. What do you think about the people burning the Gucci and shit? I always think that shit's dumb. I'm like, you already paid for it. Sell it. Just sell it.
And you know what? No, I think it's two sides to that coin, because you could sell it, right, and you'd be like, whatever, but again, then that means somebody else is wearing it, and any brand walking around with it is advertisement. So you should kind of burn it. Like, you can kind of get rid of it. Because, like I said, if you put it on 1,000, or if you have so much Gucci that you're just giving out to random people, Gucci is now, the logo is just now floating around the country.
I know what you're saying, but with a brand like Gucci, I think part of it is that it's exclusive. So if everyone had it, it would almost be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if it was just like everyday people, if you were giving it, like, basically giving it away. Then also remember when Republicans would like be burning their products, we'd be like, oh, y'all look wild dumb because you already paid for it. Yeah.
Agreed. Like I said,
but then like the people who like can afford Gucci can probably also afford to burn Gucci.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know. But
people like Floyd Mayweather, he should just burn his whole house down.
Floyd ain't burning shit. Floyd's not participating in the boycott.
You know what the dumbest thing about this is? It's like Floyd Mayweather in that, you know, the write-up that he had somebody write for him, because clearly he is not that educated. Floyd, they had some points, like, you know, that a 3-month boycott isn't going to do anything. Like, that's dumb. Like, if you're going to boycott something, just stop doing it. Yeah. Right? Like you said, if you boycotted Amazon and then your ultimate goal was to have them not be in Queens, and then they didn't be in Queens, then you're free to do anything you want. If you're going to boycott something like Gucci on behalf of racism, until they've shown or proven that they have actually done something, don't just say, oh, this 3 months is our limit. Yeah. Boycott that shit until some
3 months.
A couple people, even like DJ Envy,
he said, I'm not gonna wear Gucci for 3 months.
He said, he said I can like hold off for 3 months. So it was like dumb.
It has to be once changes are implemented.
Exactly. You can't just like give it a certain amount of time. I think T.I. even might have said it too. Yeah. But the thing is, like, those are not the only brands on earth.
No,
like,
that's
you're acting like clothes don't exist other places.
True.
Like, all right, here I got my hat. Yeah. Got that from GBC, God Benson collection. I got my Raquel sweater. You know, supporting black businesses.
Some people were saying that, like, instead of like, let's bring more black designers to Gucci, let's just support black-owned brands, which makes more sense. Honestly.
Why are we giving we're just gonna give more money in Gucci in the long run? Like, how does that even make sense? Like, you're just gonna put these great designers into Gucci.
And if they put black people on the board, they would just be appeasing them. But at the same time,
they're just gonna stick a black face sticker like
these
on the brand.
Existing companies would probably benefit if they did have more diverse boards, because they wouldn't keep doing dumb shit like this unless it is just for publicity.
Exactly, and so think about that. Like if Gucci thought this out, like, as the long run, the long play, okay, let's make a blackface controversy. Let's make our brand talk about race. Then they flip it in their favor. That could also be what they're doing. Or you could just stop fucking buying Gucci in total because they disrespect you that one time. It's like,
I'd be interested, like, you probably wouldn't know this offhand, but like, what happened with H&M? Like, did their sales like ever recovered from that? Yeah. I feel like H&M's not as popular anymore as it was.
I mean, I feel like it's
H&M and Gucci are very. I'm like thinking more on my level of my like, tax bracket. I'm like,
yeah. I don't really know how H&M sales were affected, but I don't think they were affected much, to be honest.
Yeah,
because people are fickle, and after a trend passes, we'll see a lot more people wearing Gucci. True.
I mean,
in 3 months, so 4 months from now,
it's kind of tough sometimes to figure out how to like proceed with these situations, or what you want to like have people do to fix things. Can they fix things? But you know, some people would just suggest that, you know, we lead with love, and we we understand things from white people's perspectives. Like, you know, some of the black Democratic candidates for the primaries.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Cory and Kamala.
God damn it. Yeah. I wanted to like Cory so much.
Like, I liked him for a long time.
What? I feel like a lot of that, what he said, was taken out of context, but at the end of the day, he's just been doing
that particular statement in regards to blackface. I do think was a little bit taken out of context, but he said a lot of things in general.
Yes, exactly.
Like, all lives matter type thing. So it's like a pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
You know what I hope is that he actually wins and does what I wanted Obama to do, is to get in the White House and then blacken up like no one has ever been black before. Like, just
Obama didn't even do that in his second term, and I love Obama.
Yo, exactly. I was like, yo, you got reelected. It's lit.
Yeah,
he didn't do shit.
Yeah, he really didn't. Like,
but again, Cory Booker, it's like, I don't know even how to feel about him sometimes, because I think about it and I look at the things he says and the way he says it, and it's very, very political and it's very driven. And you know, if he becomes too much of a black guy, it really doesn't work in his favor for supporters that aren't black, you know, or people that are on the other side of the fence. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to whitewash yourself to get votes.
Yeah, but the argument could be, and I don't agree with this, but it's like, what's better, to not get the votes and then you don't get in that position at all? Exactly. So then you can't do anything?
Exactly.
Or is it better to have a person in that position who is of color but panders? Then at a certain point, I'm like, does it matter? Like, how was life for black people under Obama besides the fact that we had the symbol?
Yeah.
Did anything really improve?
Change.
Yeah.
Change.
In terms of, like...
Hope.
And I love Obama. That's the thing.
That's exactly. But
I didn't, like... I don't know. I think it was like disappointing.
It might even pushed us further backwards because we got Trump right after.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's just because America's racist.
Came out to play.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like... That's not like Obama's fault. That's just because people are racist. But yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe you prefer Kamala Harris because, you know, she's chill. You could sit down and smoke with her and listen to some unreleased hip hop music. Woke about for 4 more years or so.
First off, if Kamala Harris has access to a time machine, then I feel like she should be our president. That's it.
That's like, fair.
If she can go and listen to Tupac and Snoop in 86,
people were really...
I'm with it.
Like, okay, so I was reading... People were saying, like, oh, like, that was taken out of context.
Even the Breakfast Club said it was taken out of context.
That she wasn't saying, like, that's what she was necessarily listening to, like, then, when she was in college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she was saying that's what she would be listening to. Regardless, it's pandering, because that's not the woman, like, is not, you know...
All I heard when she said that, and, like, you know, people tried to fix it, is that she's been smoking weed for at least 10 years. That's all I heard. I was like, oh, cool. So,
all I heard was, I'm black. Did you know I was black?
Word.
I gotta tell y'all something. I am black.
Did you see the hot sauce picture of her, like, putting hot sauce? But she was holding the bottle like this.
The thing is, weird. At the end of the day, she is black, and so is Cory. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, it's
Is it
weird.
Not black enough?
You know I can't say. It's uncomfortable to see people pander to their own people, because I feel like if you need to assert your blackness that much, then you're not comfortable in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Agreed. I agree. Yeah. Like, the only thing I could say on that is, like, if they're going to play towards their blackness, right, then do that. Do that, and do that straight. Don't, like, you know, play around or beat around the bush, like, because it feels like people start to diminish your blackness because you're pandering so much.
Right, you're acting like a white person.
Exactly.
Yeah, like a Hillary Clinton, essentially.
But again, the other side of it is, do they get elected at all if they don't play that?
Right, but then if they do get elected, does it matter for us? Is it like, does having a black face in that black face?
Wow, Margaret.
No,
Did you just say black face?
No.
All right.
Just having I feel like, okay,
a black face.
A black person in that position, does that mean, like, but if they got to that position by pandering and they continue to pander to white people now,
if they don't continue to pander,
in that
does
position,
everything change?
I feel like that's never happened. It's never happened.
2019.
Possibilities.
2020.
2020. Let's see what happens. We want to see y'all get in there.
I would love for them
just
to
like
hold the wool over everyone's eyes and
just be like, all right, we're deporting all the white people.
And just like come in African garb to work every day. Like, oh, the president's in his African garb again.
But that's wishful thinking, and it's not going to happen. I honestly, Cory Booker, I always had mixed feelings on, but Kamala Harris's record, like, speaks for her, in my opinion, and what she does when she does get a position of power.
Agreed.
So it is what it is, but
yeah.
So now we're gonna talk with you guys about something that happened February 11th, at a New York City prison. Someone his name was Anthony Myrie. He spoke to his wife that day, and later she heard from another inmate's family members that he had been placed in the box, which is like solitary confinement. Right. Yeah. And when she called the prison, they said that that was not true and he was in general population. Then he ended up dead. Yeah. This story hasn't been getting like a lot of attention. A lot of celebrities have been shouting it out, and
it's really weird that it's not getting the attention.
We tried to Google it, and we found something about we kept getting stories about Whitey.
Yeah, like
that Irish mobster who died in October.
Year. Yeah, exactly.
We were like, oh, did this just happen this week? And we're like, no, it didn't. So why is this story coming up?
An issue that's happened is very recently during Black History Month, that a black guy's gotten killed inside a prison. And it's just been so suppressed.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we went and did more research, and we found out in that same prison 3 months earlier, another person was also killed in that prison. Yeah. And there's also been stories about how they couldn't find the bodies. And
that the story changed. They don't know where it is.
The story changed. They were in confinement. They were out of confinement.
Then it was an altercation with other prisoners. But whenever that's the case, they're real quick to find out who that was, and then punish those people.
Exactly.
And nobody was blamed for it. They didn't even scapegoat anybody. So to me, I'm like, they're trying to avoid an investigation.
Agreed.
Yeah,
and I don't know, like I said, where the story's gonna go or where it's really headed or what the update is on it, because there's so little news on it. It's really it makes you think what's really going on there, that this story is not front page news.
And I mean, this kind of stuff happens a lot, and they had actually done a few years back, an investigation on cover-ups in prisons in New York, and this one had come up before. So they did find that there was corruption amongst the corrections officers. Big surprise, and it's just, I don't know, it's just how do you make the media pay attention to a story like this? We were finding information about this on Instagram. Do you know what I'm saying? And celebrities posting about it. But actual articles, the only one that we saw that was local news covering it was Pix11, which is
also very local.
Yeah.
That's not a national source.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that question. How do you get people to pay attention?
I think that we just have to make sure that we're responsible citizens, and we do what we can to keep that story alive and pay attention to it. It did make me feel better to see it popping up on IG so much, because I was at least people are paying attention.
Exactly.
But
somewhere.
It's tough, and it's the kind of story that you worry will sort of fade, and that people won't follow up on it because think about it, we still don't know what happened to Sandra Bland.
Yeah.
Shit like that is just, it has a way of disappearing from.
Yeah, exactly. And that one was highly in the light.
And that one was in the national news, and still nothing.
It's unfair. So
yeah,
if anybody has updates, let us know.
Yeah, and keep looking for information, because it won't be readily available. So make sure you look for it, and ask for answers.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's it.
That's it for today. I've enjoyed Black History Month with y'all, and
why'd you say it like we just let you in? You want to come have fun in Black History Month? All right, but yeah,
because I enjoyed the half of Black History Month that you allowed me to participate in.
Well, it's past the 14th now, so it's over.
Okay, yeah, and I will be away in PR next week. My white half be gonna get a little tan.
you really just be tanning to try to use the emojis that you're not supposed to be using. So we're not even gonna talk about
Wait till my summer color rule, because it's coming early. Coming early. You can't disrespect me anymore.
Well, you can also follow us on Instagram. My name is New York City. What's your name?
Mine is Margie820.
And you can like and subscribe to see more content. This. I think the subscribe button is down there. It's to the left, down. I don't know. This was Can't We Talk About It.
Bye.